Watch for the wheeling lights to go out. Round 10 is underway. Oh, Pilgrim slow to get away. Post another trademark start, but this time, Cal, Long able to make it work, and that was a little bit of help from Pilgrim.
Yeah, I mean, Post went to the outside, which cost him a little bit of time, and now look at the caddies. They're fighting back. Post initially was second. Now he's dropped to fourth. Meanwhile, Long has the superb start and has about 6 car lengths heading down into turn 3.
And James Safronis able to hang on to fifth. That's important in terms of points. Alex Figge, who struggled in round 9 with brake issues, and a much better start today for Courtney in that Kenda Tire wreck stuff Porsche, as he is able to slot just
Welsh gets a big nudge there. Welsh in that Ferrari got clobbered there, going down into turn 4. Lost a bit of ground. Can he retaliate now down into the carousel?
Welcome to World Challenge Sports Car Wars, man. It is, a piece of bodywork and flying off that Porsche that he got clocked by. That was Stephen Ruiz Jr. So, boy, lots of developments here in the early going. And right behind Welch in that all-blue Porsche is Jason Carter in that Loctite Racing for Our Heroes Porsche as well. Meanwhile, up at the front, it is Long who holds the lead. And then those two caddies. Then Safronis is now up into fourth. Boy, he's doing whatever he can.
Yeah, Post has dropped another spot, which I don't really understand, because now we're on board here. We're going to look. Oh, you see Ruiz there in turn 7. Takes a quick spin as Welsh and the rest of the field go through.
Yeah, maybe when he and that Ferrari got together, maybe he broke something. Meanwhile, on board with Nick Kasayan, the number 34 real-time HPD Ibach Springs Redline Oil Acura in the GTS
division. Crescentini down to the inside. Takes away another spot, so Post falls further back. Look at the debris flying there up against the pit wall. Meanwhile, we've got a new touring car leader. Aaron Povolito has rebounded from that disappointment yesterday and takes the lead.
See how he does it on board with Aschenbach, and just flat got out-dragged down into turn 1. And I think there's a bit of red mist with Povolito after getting nothing yesterday and dropping out early. He is one determined guy, and make no mistake, Aaron Povolito is fast.
He is really fast. He and Aschenbach have really set the tone in touring car this year, and particularly here this weekend. So they run 1-2 in points. And even though he didn't finish yesterday, remember, the grid is set by your fastest laps, and he had the second fastest lap of the race behind Aschenbach before he dropped out.
Meanwhile, in GTS, there is Paul Brown, who has leapfrogged pole sitter Crosland and has gone to the point. Cunningham slots into third at this point.
Povolito continues to lead here, and he really needs to maximize his points here to stand any chance of eating into that Aschenbach lead. But Aschenbach will be pretty happy here. Big win yesterday, running second in the race today. That'll be another big points day for him, and he's won championships before, Greg. He knows how to get the job done.
Well, obviously you want to win, but if it's going to wall you trying to get to the front and take away all the points, better to finish second and live to fight another day, and you're right, Aschenbach gets it.
Yeah, I think Povolito would actually preferred a little bit of a dust-up, and maybe he could have created an incident for Aschenbach, but Aschenbach is sitting there in second and looks strong.
Meanwhile, in GTS, Ben Crosland has slipped behind Paul Brown. Now you can see Ben hanging the back end out of that yellow Interbank Mustang, trying to stay with Paul Brown's 1-hour heating and air conditioning K&N Lucas entry, as Pat Long comes up and underneath in the Privacy Star Porsche, working through traffic here and doing it very adeptly. But I'll tell you what, Paul Brown, this is such a great story. They literally, the prize money they get helps them get to each race. He continues to try and find a little bit of sponsor money, and yet the guy, he has more front row starts, more wins. It has just been an amazing season for Paul in a really small, underfunded team.
Andy Pilgrim runs second. This is his best run of the year. We saw O'Connell have the pole here yesterday and finish second, but Andy kind of been sitting behind Johnny a little bit in points all season long, but he is an ex-World Challenge champion, and he'd love to get another win here this year.
Here's your battle for third, and it is two Global Motorsports Group Porsches. The blue one of Global Motorsports Group team principal James Safronis, who came in here second in points, has dropped back a little bit, and Dino Crescentini in the Stop Tech car chasing him. Now, it's been an eventful 10th round of the Pirelli World Challenge here at the Cadillac Grand Prix of Sonoma. Let's take a look back. There you see Nick Kasayan almost getting high-sided as Stephen Ruiz, the young rookie, spins in front of them. Later, a couple of laps later on, he can't get that braking zone for turn 7 down quite right. And then, Cal, bit of a moment here. Some great racing between Ben Crosland and young Alec Udell, but it changes for Udell.
Yeah, it does. I wonder if he slowed down a little bit here, because Welsh gets into the side of him, and just a few moments later, Udell peels off to the side of the road.
And then, shades of Mid-Ohio, Lindsay down underneath Johnny O'Connell, and around O'Connell goes.
No love lost between those two guys at the moment, that's for sure.
And that brings us to current, and we have 9 laps to go, and Patrick Long doing exactly what he wants to do and what Patrick Long does rather well, and that's lead in a Porsche as he drops through the legendary carousel here at Infineon Raceway.
Pilgrim's not letting him go, though. He's staying within touching distance here, so Patrick has to be very careful. You get a bunch of traffic around this racetrack, particularly through this section.